me. But I'm just gonna go. It says it's propagating, whatever that means. I thought you did that with plants. But yeah, I'm streaming this live on Switchboard. So if you want to comment underneath, then feel free to do that. But you might have to click something to say it's okay to be streamed on Switchboard. But I should be going live on pretty much all of my social media all in one go. Yeah, I'm just trying to move things out of the way. This isn't very good, is it? I'm not very professional. So I should be going live on my YouTube channel, Jackie Jones Coaching, on Jackie Jones Psychotherapy and Coaching, on my own personal wall, Hello Friends, the Living Life Being Human private group, the Menopause Mental Health group that I set up a while ago and I don't honestly do anything with, but I thought I'd put it on there anyway, and the Parent and Carers private group and the Parent Plus page. So literally, I think I'm in about 5 different places. So we'll see how this pans out. I need to do a bit of an apology to people because I've not been doing these lives. I've been shirking my responsibility, or hiding is probably a better way of putting it. I'm going to use this for a podcast as well. I'll probably edit this and use it for my Living Life Being Human podcast show as well. But as you can see, my appearance has changed. I'm now pretty much hairless. I'm not going to take my cap off so that you can see that. But my confidence has took a bit of a knock with doing lives lately. I'm still going live on my membership. We've switched it to a Sunday now, at an earlier time on a Sunday. And that's the only place that I've been going live because literally after my first chemo, probably about 3 weeks in, I looked a bit like a dog with mange and all my hair was falling out. So I've decided, well, it took me a while to decide, being a chicken like I am and worrying about other people probably more than what I do myself. I've spoken to one of my mentors and I've spoken to one of my peers and dear friends and things about what I should do. And they said, just be you. So that's the title of this live stream. So I thought I would use my experience to share with you, just in case you need to hear it as well, about just be us. We can't be anybody else. And it's difficult sometimes going through what I'm going through. As you know, if you've been watching me, I've been diagnosed with, they've actually upgraded me now. I think they've upgraded me to stage 4 ovarian cancer. I'm still really positive. I've done 2 rounds of chemo. The second one was a bit hairy, but as you can see, I'm absolutely fine. I'm still working in the membership. I'm weaning off the one-to-one clients purely and simply because I'm having to shift things around with all the appointments and I don't think it's fair. So I've took a back seat from that. But I'm still doing the one-to-one coaching calls, not therapy, coaching. That is connected with the membership. If you want to join the membership, I can drop a link underneath this. It's $29.99 a month. You get a live Zoom every Sunday at 7 o'clock, and you also get access to me in a private. It's only 30 minutes because my attention span is not what it used to be. Whether that's age or menopause or chemo, I have absolutely no idea. But I can just about manage to keep my, eye on the ball for 30 minutes, which is what I'm doing. So I'm doing all of that. My private free platform, you can still join that. I'll put the link underneath there, and I'm posting in there. I've put a thread up. I think I did it yesterday, so you can ask me questions and I will do little videos and post them in the private platform. But I'm not as active on Facebook anymore, and these are probably going to be the only lives that I'm doing. I'm hoping to do them once a week, every Tuesday at 7 o'clock, because that seems like a good time for me to do it. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of let you know where I am at the moment as far as things. And I thought it might be helpful for some of you if you're an overthinker, if you worry about what other people think of what you're doing and how you're living your life and things like that. So as I said, I spoke to a mentor of mine, and she gave me some really good advice about, I was concerned that the way I look now could be a trigger for some people. Obviously, I work in the mental health area. I know people have experienced cancer themselves. They might have a family member that's going through it. They might have a fear of health conditions, and seeing me can potentially be a trigger for all of that. which is why I've kind of taken a step back while I was going through all these changes. But what she said to me was that you're looking at it from the wrong point of view. You're not looking at the support and the help that you can provide to these people, seeing your journey through what you're going through. I'm not sure whether any of you know this, but in the business world, a lot of people say that you should use your story. You know, if you're selling a course or if you want somebody to join your Facebook, everybody's got a story. And it's kind of like, you get people to listen to your story of, your background and how bad it was and how you came up from nothing and all that sort of stuff. To be fair, my background hasn't been that bad. I'm not sure I ever had a story. If anything, it will probably be around parenting and having suffered from postnatal depression. That was something that I sometimes talk about. So I asked my mentor, I know everybody's got a story and they talk about their story, through their business, but I'm still kind of in the middle of my story. And I don't know whether I should be backing off from things or whether I should be sharing my story while I'm still in it. Because to be fair, I don't know how this is going to end. And she said, well, nobody knows how it's going to end. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow. And, sharing your journey can be helpful to so many people. And why are you not giving that to the people that want to follow you and be part of your journey and all that sort of stuff? And it was kind of like, it made sense to me that, who am I to say who should have access to me and who shouldn't have access to me? So I don't want to appear nonchalant about any of this. I do still understand that this can be a trigger for a lot of people. But the people that don't want to watch me and the people that don't want to follow me or be part of my journey don't need to do that. I'm presuming that everybody's going to be watching this, and they're not. It's not going to happen. There's only going to be the people that want to watch this and be part of my journey that are going to watch and follow this. So if you're one of them, I really appreciate it. It's saying that I've got some viewers on this, which I really appreciate. I don't know where you are or if you're commenting, but I will get back to you after. So having spoken to that mentor, I decided, what the hell, I'm going to start going back and doing my lives. And I've kind of teetered on the edge of this all day today, wondering what I was going to talk about and am I going to do it? But I'm here. So this is going to be how I am. I have got my chemo cap on because there's not a lot of hair underneath it, but I've also got 2 wigs. So I might turn up with a wig on one day. To be perfectly honest, depending on what mood I'm in, depends on what I'll wear and how I turn up on the night. So going on from what I've just said now about just be you, it's not up to us to keep everybody happy. If I offend people, first off, I don't intentionally want to. If I upset people by talking about some of the things that I talk about, it's not intentional. The things I share are for my benefit, as well as hopefully passing on anything that I can to other people that's going to help and support them. I did a live with my son a few weeks back, just after my diagnosis. And, talking about health issues, whether it's cancer or some other chronic illness, openly within a family is a real benefit to all of us. I don't know what my family are going through. I only know what I'm going through, and they don't know what I'm going through. So unless we start talking openly about how we're all feeling, it's kind of like there's a big fat elephant in the room and we're all just teetering around the edge. And that's certainly not how I want to be with my family. So that's the first thing. And, if people don't like who you are and how you live your life, are they the people that you want in your life anyway? And I don't mean that in a negative way, that you need to be falling out with your friends and everything, but we all need supportive people around us. We all need people around us that have got our back, that are there for us when we need them. And I think that's really important, that we understand that it's a two-way street, being vulnerable, going through things, life changes, whether that's anxiety or, a separation or a divorce or an illness or whatever it is. we want to be able to share that with the people around us openly and honestly. And being vulnerable is really difficult for some people. If you're the one that's the people pleaser, if you're the one that's always been there for everybody else, and then suddenly you find yourself in a situation where you're the one that actually needs some support now, that can really impact on our confidence, our self-esteem, our state of mind, our mental health, and all those sorts of things. So I just want to, let you know my journey as I'm going on it. And I'm going to start being honest and truthful about the things that are going on for me. And I'm not talking medical stuff. I'm just talking my thoughts, my overthinking, my process of how I'm going through this, and let you know that it's okay. I know all this stuff. I'm a psychotherapist. I work through all this stuff with other people. But when it's you that's going through it and openly sharing it, I'm kind of looking at things from a very different perspective lately, which I think is a bonus. I think it's only going to help me grow as a person. And the last thing is about, being positive and not negative, which is really easy to say. And sometimes it's quite difficult to do. I'm not talking about discounting, your journey or what you've been through, whatever that is. But what you see as a negative, and a door closing, can often be another door opening. It sounds like a bit of a cliche, but we're on a journey. And if we go down one road and the door's shut and it's not working out for us, we go down another one. And who's to say that the other one isn't where we're meant to go anyway? And if the first door opened, would that have been the best outcome for us? I don't know. I'm just saying that we can turn everything into a positive in some way. I know since having this diagnosis, I've grown as a person. I don't think I was that bad in the first place anyway, but I'm starting to look at things through new eyes now. And I'm not going to beat myself up over it. One of the things that I always used to do was, why did I not do that sooner? I trained as a hairdresser when I left school. I got married and had children. Then I worked in pubs. That was one thing that I did. I'm a qualified nursery nurse. I worked in schools and breakfast clubs and after school clubs. I did all of that. I've done lots of different jobs. Then I was a foster carer. I love my psychotherapy training and I love the job that I do. And sometimes I used to think, why did I not do this sooner? Why did I not learn how to be a psychotherapist when I was in my 20s and 30s instead of in my late 40s and 50s? And I kind of stop myself now and think, I'm not going to regret any of the life choices that I've made, prior to this. But along with that, I'm also not going to say no to anything that's coming in the future. When people have a bucket list, I've got a bucket list and I want to do this. I wouldn't say I've got a bucket list, but I'm saying yes to a lot more things than I ever would have done. In fact, Saturday night, I went out on my own. I was meeting people. I didn't just go out on my own, but I walked in a pub on my own for the first time, probably since I was a teenager. And I did it. And I was really proud of myself. Now, that for somebody might be like nothing, and you're quite happy to walk into pubs on your own. But for me, that's something I always struggled with. So I'm pushing myself to do more things outside of my comfort zone now, and to understand and to get that I'm going to feel apprehensive when I'm doing something new and I'm out of my comfort zone. But that's part of the journey. Experience it. It was meeting up with some people I went to school with. It's 40 years this year since I left school. 1982, I left secondary school. I did go on to college after that, but that's when I left school. It's 40 years since I've seen some of these people. To be perfectly honest, I didn't recognize them all. Once I knew the names, then I remembered them, but I didn't recognize them all. But it was amazing. It was the best night I've had since I can't remember when, and it made me feel like a 15-year-old again. But I walked in that pub on my own and I was really proud of it. So I want to give myself as many experiences like that I can. I'm not up for bungee jumping. That's never going to be on my to-do list. But there are certain things that I want to experience and try. No regrets. I might it might work out or it might fail, whichever. It doesn't really matter, because it doesn't say anything about me as a person. If I want to try something and it doesn't work out, that's okay. So I hope that's kind of helped you. If there's anything that you want me to talk about on these lives, then feel free to comment, feel free to ask me, and I will do it, because I much prefer to have a topic or something to do or answer questions. It makes my life an awful lot easier. So the only other thing I wanted to mention was my wonderful new planner. This is something else that I wanted to do, and it went live yesterday, and I'm so pleased about it. This, you'll see that. Can you see them ones behind me? Shall I move? You can have these in hardback or paperback. These are my sort your shizzle out more than just a planner. There's hot pink, which for some strange reason is my new colour. I'm just drawn to hot pink at the moment. Or black for the ones that don't like a colour in your face. But this is amazing. I go through notebooks all the time, and this is something that I've always wanted and I've never quite found it. So if you've got one, then well done you. This has got lots of little things on. It's got, you know, what I want to change in my life on the one of the first pages. It's also got the wheel of life so that you can fill that in. There's little permission slips. They just say things like permission to try again and again, permission to learn from my mistakes, permission to try something new. See, I'm following my own advice. Then you've got a weekly plan. This is for 3 months. Every single day has got a diary. I'm rubbish at doing this. A diary and a daily record. And on your daily record, it's got how well did you sleep? What did you have for breakfast and lunch? Any snacks? Because we all forget to write the snacks down when we're looking after the calories. Our water intake, exercise and activity, and notes. Then there's 2 pages for you to journal on every single day. That goes through for the whole 7 days of the week. And then at the end of every week, you've got a weekly review and a reflection page. There's also bits in there about, I think there's a write-up on self-love, and I think there's also one about mindset, but I'm just trying to find it and see whether it is mindset. Yes, mindset and limiting beliefs. There's a bit of a write-up on mindset and limiting beliefs in there. And at the end of the book, there's a 12-week review, and you redo the wheel of life to see how much has changed in the 12 weeks that you've done it. They're available on Amazon now. The link should be on this post if you're watching this post. But yeah, whether you want a hardback copy or this, I think they're amazing, and have a look and see what you think. So I will be back, all being well, next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. Ask me any questions, make me work for my living, and yeah, I will answer any questions at all that you've got. Other than that, I shall see you all very soon. Take care. And if you watch this to the end, thank you